And now, Tanya and I are going to talk about red wines. Now, red wines is a whole different nature because it has another component in it called tannin. And tannin comes from the skins. And it's what they call the polyphenols or the polyphenolics. So what happens when you cut an apple in half?
Yeah, it's getting brown.
Turns brown. And that's called polyphenol oxidase. So what is happening is the polyphenolics are coming out of the skins and the seeds, coming over the injured tissue and drying so there's less fluid loss or stops the fluid loss. And so tannins coming out of the skins of grapes, when it's in contact with the juice, does the same thing in wine in your mouth. It dries it out. So tannins is a game changer because it'll make a wine taste funny. For example, tannin and salt are mortal enemies. But tannins and pepper, different story. They love one another.
Oh.
So with Pinot Noir, having a lower tannin level will embrace things like soy sauce or salty dishes. Going back to that oyster beef sauce. Oysters are kind of salty. The Pinot Noir will pick up on that and manage it. Pinot Noir has kind of an earthy character to it. So it'll do things, it's magic with mushrooms. So any dish that has mushrooms in it, Pinot Noir is perfect with it.
For example, pork with mushrooms, you know, in some like sour sauce, it will work together?
Yeah. So it manages salt very well. So I love Pinot Noir, like the roast duck with the plum sauce. Plum sauce, kind of sweet. Pinot Noir loves it. Mushu pork, and it's just kind of the plum sauce on that. Pinot Noir loves it.
What about duck with apples? Stuffed with apples?
Again, it depends on the sauce, but chances are with duck, because it's gamey enough, if it's wild duck, it'll work nicely.
Very good.
So let's stop talking about it and taste it.
Yeah, sure. We should do it.
So Pinot Noir, and Pinot Noir is one of those grape varieties that is low in vigor. And so that means it has fewer leaves in the canopy, and it has thinner skins. So the winemaker is always fighting with sunburn, with over-ripening, all kinds of things. So that if Pinot Noir is grown in a region that's too warm for it, it'll produce really bizarre flavors. Barnyard, cat box, latex paint. I mean, just awful flavors. So any sommelier who knows Pinot Noir will either embrace it or shun it. There's nothing in between.
Okay.
So let's see what this is. If this is grown in an appropriate appellation, I'm sure it is, because this is all Napa Sonoma fruit. This is Trustwino. Nice color. Has some nice delicacy. You notice that it's a little lighter in body.
Beautiful color.
So I call Pinot Noir white wine and red wine clothing. So it's just another one of these very versatile wines.
Yeah, it seems like pomegranate. You know, pomegranate color.
Yeah. Well, I get a little strawberry out of this, which is very nice.
Berries definitely.
Some earth. So it's living up to its form. And it has that lovely delicate. It could even go with certain seafood dishes. Again, like the oyster beef.
Yeah, or for example, salmon too. Salmon will be perfect with this wine.
Yes. It's light enough. Again, no tannins. The tannins will turn the fish metallic. So you have to be very careful with the tannins. But the beautiful thing about Pinot Noir is that it's low in tannins. It's very soft in tannins. So this is a really nice, elegant. You get a nice cuisine sauce and this, beautiful. You'd be in heaven. Soy in this to a degree because it can manage the salt. Again, doesn't have too much tannin. Be beautiful. So again, another workhorse.
Yes.
So again, Trustwino, the wine you can trust, the name you can trust, and trust you will.